Yeah, thank you very much, sir, for uh, for your time. You've spoken about activities of Borno governor and Borno government. Now, there is this topic that is generating heat among Borno politicians, and we hear that this young man, Kaka Shehu Lawan, has been sponsored and endorsed by His Excellency to be in the Senate. One would have expected that to get to the Senate, you must be an experienced politician. Not just that, you hardly see a young man in the Senate. When you talk about House of Assembly or whatever, but Senate, and we hear it's His Excellency that endorsed Kakashew Lawan. How do you react to this?
Well, first of all, I would want to take us back to history. Um, from 1992 to date, Borno has had nine distinguished politicians have been to the Senate from 92 to date. Now, of these nine distinguished individuals, I don't want to mention their names, even though I can, four of them became senators within their early 40s and even mid 30s. Four of them. Five of them became senators in their 50s. So the issue is not about age. It's about destiny, it's about commitment, it's about political participation. Now, the Kakashiwu that some people are talking about, and I will tell you, it will be some politicians, particularly in the opposition, who see the guy as a big threat because of his record of service. Kakashiwu is around 47, 48, he's less than 50. But I will tell you, I've been in Borno in the last 18 years. And then out of these 18 years, well, 8 years as a journalist, 10 years in government. And I will tell you that what Kakashewu has done is really huge. Between 2013 and 2014, when Meduguri was at the peak of the Boko Haram crisis, those periods that there were always suicide attacks almost on daily basis. Anytime there was a suicide attack, Kakashewu Lawan was always among the first responders. And I will tell you why he was doing it. Whenever there were suicide attacks, Kakashewu would always go there with ambulance. He quickly lead the evacuation of victims, try to resuscitate some of them. Sometimes even before then, Governor Kashin Jettima, before he was even told of what happened, Kakashewu would have gone to take care of the problems. And I will tell you one thing. We all know that the civilian JTF in Borno, these young volunteers, played a critical role in neutralizing the Boko Haram, particularly out of Maiduguri. If it wasn't for the activities of the civilian JTF, Boko Haram probably would have remained in Maiduguri by now. In 2013, Kakashewu played a crucial role in the formalization and operational restructuring of the civilian JTF. For weeks, he worked together with the National Security Advisor, then under the former governor. He worked with all the security heads in Borno. And then he played the lead role. Of course, the governor gave the approvals and the funding. He played a critical role in the formalization, the training, the equipping, the deployments of the civilian JTF. He was like a military man in civilian clothes. And you see, by virtue of his position as Attorney General, he's a member of the State Security Council. And apart from that, within the Ministry of Justice, Ministry of Justice is concerned about public rights protection, about safety, about human rights. So part of why the Attorney General is part of the Security Council is to ensure that the security formations themselves act within the ambits of the law and to ensure that the public is protected, but then and the civilians do and the military does not trample on the rights of members of the public. And then part of why the civilian JTF came under him was for him to ensure that the civilian JTF, more so that they are not trained military people, do not go outside their mandate. And he did that effectively. Kakashewu Lawan is a very, very courageous person. And he has been coordinating their operations for more than 10 years. And these guys have done a whole lot in bringing stability to Borno. And I remember also that there was a time most of our markets in Maiduguri were not safe. Kakashehu chaired a committee that introduced barricades around markets, which improved the security of markets. Recently, Kakashehu chaired a committee, as he was appointed by Governor Zulum, he chaired a committee that reconstructed Baga Town. Look, there is virtually no area, like I said, that Kakashehu has not touched. I remember in 2019 or so, Governor Zulum assigned Kakasheho as chairman of a committee that worked with the Nigerian Labour Congress on the issue of minimum wage. So Kakasheho contributed on the welfare of workers, and like I said earlier, he contributed significantly in the overall security of Borno State. And even again, in 2020 or so, Governor Zulum assigned Kakasheho as chairman of a committee that resuscitated dry fish business in northern Borno, and that has significantly contributed to the economy of Borno State. There is virtually no area you talk about that Kakashew has not contributed in the last 10 years, in government. He's contributed on the issue of workers' welfare. He's contributed on reviving the economy of northern Borno. He's contributed on securing markets across Maiduguri, and Jere. He's contributed in the overall security. He has contributed in the formalization of the civilian JTF. I mean, his track records, are just something else. And then, and I believe that by the special grace of God, he would have a lot to contribute at the National Assembly, especially given his background, given the experience that he has gained over the years. So it has nothing to do with age. It's about what you can contribute. Because even if you want to contribute, you can only contribute from the point of knowledge. Unless you know the problem, you wouldn't be able to solve. Kakasheo has been in the thick and thin within the last 10 years. He knows all the issues in Borno. He knows what the problems are, and he knows the legislative duties that would be very crucial in how to make Borno better. You might have whatever differences that one may have with Kakashi. He's a human being. He has his own shortcomings, but when it comes to record of public service, that guy is just something else. He's extremely intelligent. He is fearless. He is smart. And most importantly, he knows how to get results. Having Kakashehu in Borno Central will be a very serious value addition to the people of Borno State. And Governor Zulum considered all of these things in the choice of Kakashehu. And I'm telling you, by the special grace of God, he's going to win the Senate with a landslide, and he will make a huge difference. He's like a friend to me. I know him. He's very smart and extremely committed. Kakasheho is the kind of person that you don't assign a task to him and begin to supervise. He works without supervision. He works fearlessly with passion and extreme commitment.
Thank you very much. Are you endorsing the endorsement of His Excellency?
I'm too small to endorse when the governor has already endorsed. The governor did endorse, but then stakeholders came together and all of them agreed with the governor's point of view. Look, the truth of the matter is that Kakashehu, like I said, may have his shortcomings. But when it comes to public service,
All of us
you
have.
can either salute his commitment or envy him. The guy is extremely committed. And I'm telling you, within the last 10 years that I've been in government, he has contributed immensely towards the security operations in Borno State, more than what you think. He is fearless. He's somebody who is not afraid of going anywhere. So I will tell you that having him in the Senate will be a very huge plus for the people of Borno State.
Thank you very much, Isa, for coming on to the program. And that will be all on this week's edition of Accountability Africa. And I've been having as my guest Isa Gusso. Isa Gusso is the SA media to Governor Zulum of Borno State. He has spoken extensively on the activities of the government and even what His Excellency has been doing in different areas of health, education, security, and so on and so forth. And we ended the session by discussing Borno Central Senatorial District, where we are having Kakashew Lawan being defended here that he is the right man to take the position. Once again, thank you very
Thank
much.
you so much.
Until next week, when I come your way again with another guest, I am Ojon Bello. Bye for now.